Hey Leo, this is the second half of your January 2017 reading. I just want to thank you guys so much for all of your support, for watching the last video, all of your lovely comments. So this reading is going to pick up where that left off. I already shuffled the cards. General reading, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You guys don't have a lot of planets affecting you astrologically. And the planets that are, they're helping you. Like Saturn and Uranus, because they're in fire signs right now, so they're helping you. So as I was shuffling, the messages I was getting was that I feel like there's something's being formalized, something's being put into place, something's being. I just got this sense of structure, but I also got the sense that some things might be coming to an end. The outcome in your last reading was the Justice card, Nine of Cups reversed, and the Ten of Wands reversed. So maybe there was, despite all the good positive energy you guys had in that reading, a lot of fire. You got the Ace of Wands, the World card, I believe. Some things were beginning, but a lot of things were also ending. Whether or not you liked it or not, I feel like it wasn't really up to you. I just feel like these were changes that had to happen. So whether you guys were starting something new in your life, finding new love, starting a new job, starting something, a new relationship, something like that, whether or not that was the case, you guys also had to leave something behind, or something left you behind, and you had to make do with what you were left with. And I feel like a lot of you guys, because that was a very dynamic reading, a lot of you guys felt like maybe you were up against the wall. Maybe there was some things that were sort of going to be challenging, at least in terms of how you went through these challenges, dealt with these challenges in concerns with your ego. Some of you might have had an ego check, or you had to probably reassess some part or some aspect about yourself in order to deal with this. I'll just get started on the reading. The bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords reversed. So there is some leftover anxiety, residual tension that you guys are carrying over. And I got that as well. I think you had the Six of Cups reversed in your reading as well. So that's like emotional just imbalance. Somebody really hurt you, a family member, a loved one. You also have the Six of Swords. So you're trying to navigate through that, trying to figure out how to navigate out of this situation, because a lot of you, there was no choice but to move forward, even though there was some, lingering heartache, or, heartache that needed to be resolved. So I'll just go through these cards. The desired outcome, the overall energy. We have we have the Strength card. Things influencing your, energies influencing your thoughts, or how you're choosing to look at this situation. We have the Hierophant reversed, and we have the Ten of Cups reversed. You in the center of the reading, we have this Eight of Wands. I'm not sure if you guys had that in the last reading, or was it Sagittarius? I think it was you guys. And around you, we have the Ten of Wands. So whatever that burden is still there. And we have the Justice card again, just reversed. So that's interesting. The Justice was upright last time, now it's reversed. Ten of Wands was reversed last time, now it's upright. A lot of synchronicity. Below you, it's sort of your instincts, how you're navigating through the situation. It's sort of like things that you aren't really thinking about, but it's things that you know are true. The sort of foundation, of this reading. We have the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Swords reversed. And at the heart of you, we have the Seven of Wands reversed, which was also in the last reading, except upright. So we have a very dynamic reading as well. A lot of fiery energy. So you guys are still moving forward at a quick clip with regards to whatever you were dealing with at the beginning of the month or at the end of last year, to where you are initiating change, changes are happening around you, and you're not afraid to really go for, go with your gut and go with what you know is true. However, in the meantime, I'm still getting the sense that a lot of you might not be taking the proper time to reflect. I see that echoed actually in a lot of cards here with this Ten of Wands coming in from the past. So for some of you, that burden hasn't been let go. Maybe you are still trying to figure out what to do in terms of how to deal with this, in terms of how to. You probably haven't taken the proper time to just chill out, relax, take a breather, and realize that maybe something you're holding on to, maybe something you are expending all of your energy in isn't worth it at the end. And again, I see that with the Seven of Wands reverse, which could easily be, like laying down your arms, calling a truce. But with this in attachment with this Four of Pentacles and this Four of Swords, I think this is asking you to be able to really, truly let something go in order to be able to recuperate. This Four of Swords in reverse, there's a situation around you, energies around you are sort of making you take a time out, even though you really don't want to. So this could be a work situation. A lot of you're just probably working really hard. You gotta get food. You gotta keep food on the table. You gotta keep the bills paid. Whatever. But you are with the Four of Pentacles is a very interesting card. People think about it as poverty or being miserly. I mean, it is, but it's also taking pride in what you have. It's truly cherishing what you have, even though it might not be that much. You're still appreciative of it, and you're trying to maintain it. So for some of you, you might be within this poverty consciousness or whatever, where you are overworking and you are making very little time for other things, because, again, there's a lot of energy in that last reading. So a lot of you are probably just really pushing forward in something, whether it's a relationship or not, or a job situation, again, or a family. We have the Ten of Cups here reverse. So maybe, you're not able to spend a lot of time with your family. Your family probably feels a little bit distant, or you feel like you aren't able to give as much love as you would like to this family. And it could be causing problems in your marriage, or it could be causing problems in an existential way. Like, you're probably telling yourself, this isn't how things are supposed to be. Shouldn't I be happy? Shouldn't I have a little bit more life in me than what I do? Because I feel like a lot of you just feel like you're on the defense. There's something from the past that's really bugging you, and at the same time, you might feel like just there's a lot of things coming at you, a lot of obligations, a lot of people, a lot of duties, and you're probably not at your most diplomatic right now. People are probably seeing you as a bit harsh, not your typical, charming Leo self or whatever. But I see you guys are really doing it for a purpose. You're doing it for a reason. With this Justice card in reverse, maybe whatever the decision was, the outcome, whatever came to a head at the beginning of January or at the end of December, I feel like you're now feeling the after effects of that. And maybe for a lot of you, you feel like it wasn't a fair decision. I see a marriage, maybe some of you are in the process of divorce, or that your marriage right now isn't ideal. It's not harmonious at this time. And you probably feel like you are on the defense with that. This is just, whatever the stress is, it's just an added burden to what was already, what has already come before. And I see that the only reason you guys aren't taking a break is because you know that you can. This Eight of Wands, you're all about action. You're all about just getting things done, moving forward. But I think the situation will have to come where you will have to deal with these leftover residual, this residual anxiety, this residual doubt, because something new might have started, but it might not have gone the way you wanted it to, or it might not have panned out exactly how you wanted it to. I also, in the messages I was getting, things are being formalized. Maybe like your job situation is changing. Maybe you and your partner are moving. There's something in the air that's there's a lot of change happening. And Leo is a fixed fire sign, so you guys aren't too keen on change. Again, depending on what else you have in your chart. But I still see you guys just, I don't want to say going with the flow, but you're moving at the pace that the world is moving around you, and you're not afraid to really take on those changes. But the caution here comes, it's that it's not that you don't keep it, that you at least try to open up, and you try to be a little bit calmer with the people around you. Crowning you, we have the Strength card, which is typically seen as like the card of Leo. I don't know if you got, yeah, because there's a line there. The woman here, she is able to maintain control of this lion simply just using her confidence, her power, her will. She's in this white dress. It's all about purity, and it's all about truly being able to keep calm despite any sort of anxiousness or harried energy around you. And this lion is totally submitting to her will. So I feel like a lot of you guys, you're going to have to tame sort of that more wild part of you. But I feel like you guys will be able to do it because there's certain circumstances around you that are going to force you to sort of chill out. Because I'm just getting a lot of tension. I'm getting a lot of stress here. But I'm also getting the sense that a lot of you just want to be able to take a break, or that when the time comes for you guys to just fall back and chill out, you will be more than willing to do that, more than able, without feeling like you have to sacrifice a part of yourself, or feeling that you have to sacrifice your finances or time with your family. Because there is an issue here that needs to be addressed, and it's going to require all of your inner will as well as your mental energy. So it's important to not ignore any of that. It's not important. It's important to not ignore whatever this hurt is, this anxiety, this defensiveness, this wariness, wary in sense of you're being you're weak and wary, I guess, because I feel like you guys are going to hit a wall eventually if you haven't hit it already. This ties in so well with that last reading, because the last reading was all about just energy, go, 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 action. This is still the same, but it's like in a different vein. This is calling upon you to really step back and reassess, which is what this energy of Capricorn is all about. Capricorn doesn't touch you guys, so it might be hard to really come into that. But once we move into Aquarius, which is opposite you will see these issues more highlighted. You will see them probably more visibly, once we move into Aquarius season. So yeah, just see if I can see anything else. You guys don't feel like you're giving up anything. Don't feel like you guys are just losing by having to see this truth for what it is. You might not want to. You might not feel like it's fair. You might not feel like it aligns with your personal beliefs and how you think things should be run. And again, I'm seeing family, I'm seeing work, new love. If you're starting a creative opportunity, you are putting all of your heart into it. And you want things to move faster, but things probably just aren't moving as fast as you would like. And because of that, because of your impatience, you're turning everybody off around you. Again, that's a universal message, whether it's for love or work or creativity. So again, calm down. That's probably the biggest lesson here. Calm down and reassess. Really suss out what is important, what isn't, what requires all of your energy and what doesn't. Because at the end of the day, there's something that you're clinging to that you really do want to let go of. And you're tired of thinking about it. You've chewed it over a million billion times. You're overworking yourself, perhaps, to just not think about this, to overcompensate. 7 of Wands reversed. Anytime I see a Wands reverse, I just think of overcompensation. Especially this, you're probably trying to make a point that doesn't really need to be made, because people around you, they might see that you're happy or dissatisfied, or that you're not your regular self, but you want to be. You need to really truly come into having total power and control over your emotions, over your strength, over how you put out your energy and where you put your efforts. Excuse me. And there's something's gonna happen that's gonna force you to really reassess that and realize where you've been using that wrong, or how you've been using that wrong. You might get into an argument with somebody. Somebody might really just tell you about yourself. But it'll be important, because then that way you'll be able to really go back inward and reassess and realize that, okay, maybe I was a jerk, or maybe they didn't deserve this. But also ask yourself why. Why did you go off on them? Especially if this person isn't anybody personal to you. I just still feel like there's this huge question within you that needs to be answered. And there's going to be a small moment that's going to make you reassess, but there's also a larger issue here with regards to some heaviness in your heart and heaviness in your mind, that only you know the answer to. So I'm going to pull one more card as extra advice. We have the Emperor reversed. So I feel like this is speaking, if this isn't you, it's somebody else, maybe an Aries. I try not to associate these things with signs unless it matters. Like Virgo had the Hermit in their reading, so that makes sense, because that's what the Hermit represents. If you guys don't know an Aries, this might be you. If it's you, again, this speaks to what I was just talking about. You guys needing to be a little bit wiser in how you handle problems, a little bit wiser in how some of you might have moved into a position of authority. Some of you, I was also getting the sense, while I was shuffling, that some of you probably got promotions, or that you're moving higher, or that, again, something's being formalized to where you probably actually now have a job title if you didn't have one before. This is just cautioning you to really just try to use your best judgment and not try to come from an emotional place or a place of resentment where you're dealing with other people to being, you can be firm. The Emperor is firm, but he's also fair. He also knows where to draw the line, and how to compromise, how to actually talk with people, but also using his experience and his wisdom to come with a decision, to come to a decision. So some of you aren't doing that effectively. You're not doing that in a proper way that is benefiting of your group environment. So this card is asking you to do that, or you might be dealing with somebody like this who is very overbearing and difficult to deal with. And that's where this Strength card, this is you. This is really where this comes in. Taming that fiery impulse. Taming the desire to just go off and just unleash your lying fury on somebody. Sometimes it's appropriate, but with what's happening now, it might be possible that you use it. Sorry, that you use it at the wrong time or on the wrong person. So again, relax, calm down, meditate if you have to. Meditation doesn't have to be you just sitting in a room staring at a wall. Go for a walk. Hang out with some of your friends. Just shoot the breeze. Go to the mall. Just buy something. Go see a movie. Just anything to really keep you calm. To not have you go off on people, because life might be stressful now, or you're putting yourself into a state of work so you don't have to think about anything. But it'll really do your body good in order to focus on things that need to be focused on. Focus on your family. Focus on work. Focus on what also is just making you so tense. So some of you might need to talk to somebody or go see a counselor, if at all possible. So yeah, don't burn yourselves out, Leo. Okay, thank you guys again so much for watching. I'm beyond happy to do these for y'all, and it's so exciting. Before I start rambling, I'll just say bye. So bye. Thank you so much.